Hello everyone, we're live. Welcome to the 17th episode of Blockchain Talks. I'm your host, Dimitri from Gracious Interests. Today we're going to do a small market analysis. I'm going to share a few insights, opinions here concerning the current state of the market. So I'm at CoinGecko here. It's a global information hub, a website where a variety of coins are being listed. It's my go-to website for doing analysis, mainly because everything is being, nicely gathered in one place. So what do we see? Markets are actually doing great on the weekly basis. As you can see, there's quite some red going on here, but if you look at the graphs here, most of them are in green, especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin bull run is back in. By reason, we actually broke resistance levels above the 55K a few days ago. And for the last couple of days, we are actually trading quite decently and high at around the 56, 57K value range. Like I said in previous episodes and in other live streams, in order for me to declare an official bull run, I want to see trade above the 55 or 53K level consistently for a prolonged period of time. I'm going to get into it. Before I start, at this moment, I dare say it's no longer Ethereum leading the run. At this point in time, it's Bitcoin. Why do I say this? Well, in a previous episode or episodes and other live streams, I mentioned, Ethereum is carrying the bull run by reason, since August, September, when the London hard fork occurred. See, yeah, it's on. Since the London hard fork occurred, Ethereum implemented a mechanism for scarcity within their blockchain. So a decent amount of Ethereum is being burnt. This actually gave the opportunity for Ethereum to start carrying the market. A lot of money has been invested in Ethereum, and its value due to scarcity exploded upwards. However, as you can see now, and this is something I mentioned earlier this day on my Twitter, no, that's for later on, I'm going to re-mention it here. You can see Bitcoin is entirely on the uptick, it's bullish, it's on the rise, but as you can see here, Ethereum, while still in green, going down. Tether, yeah, it's a stable coin, so I'm not going to pay too much attention here, but you see quite some volatility here. Binance Coin, BNB crashing down, Cardano crashing down, XRP after an initial high rise, crashing down again. Solana crashing down, Polkadot, sadly enough, also crashing down. Why sadly enough? Well, it's one of my more favorite coins. USD Coin remaining stable, but it's a stable coin. Dogecoin crashing down. Shiba Inu, for some reason, is keeping level, though it might have to do with a lot of the hype in the community that I know of. Terra crashing down, etc., etc., etc. Bitcoin naturally going up. Uniswap crashing down. Litecoin crashing down. Avalanche crashing down. So what we see here is almost all altcoins are, going bad. They are crashing down, as you heard. Reason thereof is, I also mentioned it on Twitter. I'm going to see if I can spike it up. It's not worthless, blah, 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 blah. Sorry. Crypto, not going to get a hate crew on my neck today. Oh yeah, that's the puzzle I did. I wanted to mention, or was it yesterday? Here it is. So once again, carried the market, took a recent nosedive again, money is flowing back from altcoins into Bitcoin. That is actually key to what is happening now. To be honest, every decent trader knows this. Altcoins serve the purpose of keeping your money secure in altcoins before selling them once again for Bitcoin. As Bitcoin is back on the rise, many people will cash out their altcoins and invest them once again into Bitcoin. Simple as that. Let's see performance-wise how it's doing. On the 24-hour trading volume, you see there's some battles going on. It's healthy volatility I'm seeing here. Why do I say healthy volatility? Well, you see nice peaks. In the last couple of weeks before the actual run, well, the market was more or less stable. The peaks, the ups and downs on the hourly basis were quite stable. At this point in time, as you can see, battle is raging on. Look at the 7-day margin. Well, you see general uptrend. Well, trend is in an uptick. 7 days ago, we were at around the 50K level. I believe it was back here somewhere that I made the comments. I want to see trade above 50K for a few days in a row. Well, some moments later, we broke it. And well, we're consistently above the 53 approximately, now above 56. I do declare bull run. Do not take, but take it with a grain of salt. This is still the cryptocurrency market. Anything can happen. By reason, well, I'm going to be a little more prudent because I didn't see much of bullish signals going on. On the account of that, well, I want to delve into a little topic a little deeper about price analysis. Well, since we're back up and back above the 50K or even 55K levels, once again, the shillers, naturally, and the hype crowd are on the loose again. And sadly enough, many of these guys, well, in a certain sense, it's positive what they are trying to do with Bitcoin, mainly trying to convince mainstream value is going upward and that good, hot, decent profits are to be made. Put some light here. Yeah, there we go. Some good profits are to be made. However, some projections are unrealistic. And for that, I am going to refer to this one. This price analysis being done by Rakesh Upadhyay or something from Cointelegraph. They say, look, may plunge, blah, 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 but analysts are back with their 6-figure projections. That's true. That's the article. And, well, many hype people, Max Kaiser is actually an hyper. I know he's being seen as some kind of prophet in the Bitcoin maximalist community, but he's a hyper. But you've got to give it to the guy. He's been around for quite some time in the crypto world. So his words carry a certain amount of credibility. However, he himself is also one who is stating, yeah, and we're going towards the 100K price target value. Last week, I had a live stream for the Dutch guys where I broke down and said, look, the 100K projection, price projection, I actually stopped supporting it since July, August. Before that, I was more or less convinced. Afterwards, well, not as much. Sure, there were bullish signals. Naturally, there was the accumulation period and the entire period whereby the Chinese government outright banned cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. There was a huge minor exodus. That's naturally a bearish signal. However, I remained positive and said, look, we might recuperate, but we might have seen the top. Now, the top, well, it's still approachable, especially if I'm seeing now in which range we are trading here. But a 100K price tag, that's still a far cry. Do not forget we're merely at, refresh it here, 57K. And I actually have a few arguments, but I'm going to continue here with the news items. So here, an opinion is being shared. Need some Bitcoin hoping the short calls for new BTC price all-time high by November. Price to 72K. Strange things have happened, says trader. La di da di da. So might be an interesting read to have a perspective projection of what some traders think will occur. However, we are still dealing with the crypto market. Anything can happen. Some bad news might occur that some government makes a claim about, well, we're now going to outright ban or going to foresee a lot of cryptocurrencies as security, so it becomes a taxable event, etc., etc. That may actually quell the growth once again. Bets rise on a 45k floor, so that's a support level, probably estimated. I'm pretty sure they have plenty of tools going about to underline the importance, but that's a little bit out of the scope. Well, I'm not going to do a technical analysis here in full, but I'm going to highlight this one, Bitcoin Hopium. There are positive signals. One of them I'm highlighting here. It's one of the few I could actually find. This is a minor one. Let's say Bitcoin payments report. So the Venezuelan airport is going to accept Bitcoin as well as other cryptocurrencies, well, to make payments to do some travel. Another better bullish signal I believe in is being written by Martin Young. Long-term Bitcoin bulls hodl strong despite 5-month price high. Meaning, well, people are holding on to their Bitcoin, holding on to their cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin. As mentioned, this is actually a very strong bullish signal. By reason, well, the holding going on is for quite some time. The very first reports that I saw, and well, highlighting that Bitcoin bulls, so people like myself holding on to their Bitcoin, well, the amount of wallets who are holding on to their holdings are increasing, and there's barely any movement or sales, which implies there's a slinking supply but an increasing demand. Value is going upward. This has been going on since when? June, July, August, since 3 or 4 months. People were naturally a bit afraid, especially during the accumulation period. People might say, yeah, but during accumulation period, it's natural you are going to hold on to your Bitcoin. Not necessarily. A lot of people are, well, fearful traders. Bought in at a certain level, cannot stand to make losses and sell, well, at a loss. So the accumulation period was actually a little trap. Now that we are back at higher levels, well, people might become more inclined to take profit from their investments made a few months ago. Despite that, this is actually the strongest bullish signal you can get. People are holding on to their Bitcoin, even now when prices are going upward. Is it because they believe it might go higher? Probably yes. Has it got to do a new all-time high is on the reach? Probably. Is it because people do not want to sell? Very likely. Bitcoin has proven to be a very valuable asset, to be quite headstrong, to be the dominant currency on the entire crypto market. So this is actually very good news. I hope seeing such articles continuing to be made, even if we reach into new ranges, so that if we might approach higher ranges like the 60k, 70k range, this one will hold true. I hope it will hold true. By reason, well, supply is decreasing while demand is increasing, which can give meteoric rise. Other good news, not really to do with the website, but for those interested, Anthony Pompliano's channel has been reinstituted by YouTube. Now, I want to discuss a little bit about the 100k price tag. As you can see here, I'm not a firm believer. By reason, well, you have to take into account how many months have passed and how many months are remaining. We are squarely into the 4th quarter of this year. The last 3 months, first month already having passed by, of 2021. Not a lot of time remains. And a lot of people, well, we saw that at the beginning of October, have now started to invest tremendously in Bitcoin. Altcoins are giving away much of their market cap. But even with those movements occurring, you're but at a market cap of 1 trillion. Where is it? Here. Sorry, market cap here. That's the entire market cap of Bitcoin. We're only at 57k. the entire crypto market is at about 2 trillion. I believe I make that claim here. Let's continue analyzing. The threat I made is indeed a time to rejoice for many traders, proving to be quite fruitful and bountiful with crypto markets. Traders are celebrating, and nitwits making claims to a 100,000 USD Bitcoin. I repeated this statement from somewhere in February, March, where I said, look, I retraced back then my words from, was it November or December 2020, where I didn't immediately see a 50K Bitcoin on the horizon. I was proven false by the market. It's the best way to be proven false. It implies the market is doing better than what people are telling me. But back then, there were claims of 100,000 USD Bitcoin. It's something which occurs almost any and every bull run since 2017, 2018, or if the market is in an uptick. Why do I call them nitwits? Well, by reason many of these guys merely look at charts and say it's going to go like that, and those are the trends, etc., etc. But there's one thing people need to understand, and that's the importance of market cap. So yeah, here I'm saying a good year, but it has proven, well, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market has proven itself, the resilience of it, especially after the economic lockdown, and how it recovered in record speed. Naturally, this year saw mass adoption by institutional investors, new all-time highs, mass shilling of shitcoins. I don't like shilling, I hate shillers, but it's actually a bullish signal. Naturally, there are regulatory frameworks. Big companies like Apple and Amazon hiring digital currency and blockchain product leads, so big companies, big tech investing and opening up positions for cryptocurrency payments. Yet I say it's still a long way ahead. The reason boils down to market caps. And why market caps? Well, here it goes. Well, you can read it on screen. Why do I not believe in 100K Bitcoin? Market cap and value. Correlation between both is exponential. When Bitcoin was valued at 25K, it had a market cap of around $255 billion. Currently, it's a few days ago, we are at a market cap of about 50K. At a value of 50K with a market cap of 75 billion, give or take, might miss a few billion. However, this, in order to double, market cap had to be tripled. Implies an influx of 500 billion US dollars had to occur. Now, if I were to take this rise, to reflect on this rise, well, in order to reach the 100K, we need to have a threefold of the current market cap that it had on 50K. It's an exponential rise. This implies, well, a few trillion dollars need to be injected straight into Bitcoin. It implies, well, a few scenarios. I explained this. Sorry, that's for later on. I explained this in the Dutch live stream where I said, look, a few scenarios must occur in order for it to happen. The first scenario is the US dollar and euro or other fiat currency losing tremendous purchasing power, which implies, well, that Bitcoin will start a meteoric rise in value by reason that the money you're going to buy it with becomes worthless, plain and simple. That's actually a doom scenario. Let's hope this does not occur, because that meteoric rise will probably be foretold by a tremendous crash of the cryptocurrency markets, by reason people and bad investors and traders bailing out their Bitcoin in order to get maximum, I'm not going to say profit, but maximum amount of money within their banks. So that's one thing, but afterward it will go up to other countries. So, for example, the US dollar crashes, we will see a meteoric rise in value of Bitcoin, but will be foretold by a crash. Good to us, Europeans, Asians, Russians. Reason why the US dollar has become worthless and the euro, as a result, much more expensive. However, another scenario in which it might occur is sudden investments, and I'm literally talking billions and billions of dollars of investments straight into Bitcoin. It implies that the entire cap, I'm going to show it here. So Bitcoin, small explanation here, so I do not get all too confused. This is the entire cryptocurrency market cap. This is the dominance. So Bitcoin has 45% of the entire market cap in its hands, almost half. However, in order for a meteoric rise, it needs to level up. Several billions up to a few trillions need to be invested before it reaches 100K value range, which implies it needs to double, at the very least, the market cap it has at this point in time. So it needs to suck dry all other altcoins market cap. So it sucks dry all the money from all altcoins in order to stand a chance. And probably it wouldn't be enough. Continue, well, it also implies another major event needs to happen, probably a combination like new countries adopting Bitcoin as legal tender, the sucking dry of, well, all altcoins that make up the entire cryptocurrency market. As you can see, there are quite a lot here. Big names, big coins with thriving and growing communities, all needs to be sucked dry in order for Bitcoin to reach that 100K level. And even then, probably if everything's sucked dry and the entire market cap here has gone into Bitcoin, it probably won't be around the 100K. But you never know. By reason, there's another mechanism, supply and demand. If supply keeps on shrinking and demand suddenly increases tremendously, we might reach that 100K without sucking dry the entire altcoin market. Though, as you can see, they will be receiving severe blows. Another combination might be so not only sucking dry the altcoins, the devaluation of the dollar. Doesn't need to be a tremendous crash for the devaluation of the dollar, but will high inflation rates at the very least. And there needs to be a combination also, and I'm losing the thread here, sorry. I've lost the other thing, damn it, sorry guys. So devaluation of the dollar, sucking dry of altcoins, and mass investments from, well, multi-billion companies who, like MicroStrategy, for example, is going to throw an additional few billions of dollars towards Bitcoin. In that case, we might see a 100K at the horizon by the end of this year. For all that to occur, it's highly unlikely. That's one of the reasons why I'm against, well, not against, naturally I would be happy if it would occur, but I do not see it happening by the end of this year, 100K Bitcoin. Its market cap needs to rise so tremendously, well, that the entire economy or current economy in the entire crypto market is going to be sucked dry to such an extent that it's almost impossible. However, there's still the case of supply and demand. Should supplies decrease tremendously, there might be a chance, but it's really, really small. I've got to open here. Oh yeah, that was the one I was searching earlier on about. Now, before I conclude this video, I want to rehearse a simple lesson here about cycles and making profit. As you can see here, I said most important graph you will ever encounter as a trader is the next one. Save it on your phone, blah, blah, memorize and know. This is the path through alt season. Currently, it seems we're back at phase one of Bitcoin. Flow of money moves into Bitcoin, causing prices surge. Afterwards, when the bull run is calming down a little, money flows into Ethereum, it struggles to keep up with Bitcoin, goes back and forth with Bitcoin and starts outperforming it. Phase two, there's Ethereum. Then there's a phase overlap to trickle into large caps where we see large buy-ups happening. So that's already altcoin season starting up. As large cap are going parabolic, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this is probably the most important graph you'll notice, and use as a trader. So at this point, we are at phase one. Next step is, well, this one. So what should you do as a trader to make maximum profit? Well, Bitcoin is tremendously rising. Altcoins are going down, as you can see. Buy up the altcoins as they are now on the cheap. Do the opposite of what the entire market is doing. By reason, well, if we come into this phase, we see there might be, well, rumors of a flippening. I wanted to say, but altcoins rising once again in market cap. It's trickled down. So the money invested into Bitcoin, which made it bigger, is now slowly returning into the cryptocurrency market. This implies that their value will go upward after the bull run. Naturally, I cannot see when the prices are at their lowest. Everything depends on the altcoin itself. If it's based on the Ethereum blockchain, Binance chain, if it's self-standing, etc., etc., etc. But keep this in mind and do the opposite of how the market reacts to make your investments. So instead of now investing in Bitcoin, invest now into altcoins, especially Ethereum, which is the next big step. Afterwards, you can once again invest in Cardano, Solana. I wanted to say XRP, but I'm not too big of a fan of it. Dogecoin, no. Those are shitcoins really here. So immediately going towards Uniswap, Polkadot, Chainlink, Polygon, Filecoin, etc., etc., etc. Invest in those, and you might see once again a stellar rise. So that's my trading tip for today. This was the current state of the market. I thank you guys for watching and hope to see you next time. Bye.